What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Millie Chantel, and today we are sitting down with the Samad Savage. I have been watching this artist growth for a while, and I feel privileged to be sitting here today, sitting down with him, talking about his upcoming album, Trust the Weird Kid. Woo! Yeah. So Samad, how are you? Let us know, like, what's on your mind? What space are you in right now?
I'm happier than I've ever been for about 6 or 7 months now. I'm just super happy.
Wow, let's talk about that. What's going on? What's making you happier? What was making you unhappy before?
I was too focused on the world and too focused on current life, but past couple of months I've been focusing more on afterlife, trying to get a connection with God, and that's just mellowed everything out. I don't even get mad anymore, or it'll take a lot for me to get mad.
That's awesome. So would you describe yourself as a real spiritual person, in touch with a higher power?
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like, not to impose anybody's beliefs or anything, but I feel like everybody should have some kind of connection with God, if not some kind of connection with themselves, Yeah. The world is very temporary.
It is. It's very fleeting, and we work hard towards attaining these material things and just doing all these things to get accolades while there's so much more going on in the world around us. Mm-hmm. And you kind of touched on those topics in your album, Trust the Weird Kid. Yes. But we'll get into that in a second. Because for those of the listeners who don't know you and aren't familiar with you, I want them to get the opportunity to get to know who Samad Savage is. So let's talk about where you're from and what got you into the music, because I feel like that's an important place to start from.
I'll tell a quick story. My mom told me that when I was about 1 or 2 years old, there was a Tupac record playing in a car, but it was on the radio. So of course it's the clean version. And I somehow picked up at that young age, I was communicating to my mom that this isn't the right version of the song. Play the other version of the song. There's something missing. So I guess I had a really sharp ear to try to pay attention to every single word that was being relayed in hip hop music. I've been listening to Eminem and DMX since I was 2 years old. Wow. I've always been connected with music.
That's good. And so, being from the city of Montclair, right? What was it like? Because we are aware that, that's a predominantly white town. There aren't too many opportunities, for example, in Newark, where there are more opportunities for the underground music and hip hop music as a style. So how was it that you kind of just made your mark as an artist?
Nobody really rocked with me until I made a song for the town. Everybody was hating, and then I made a song for the town, and that went semi-viral. Then I got a deal with Urban Outfitters, and then that was it. But then as soon as I stopped focusing everything on the town stopped focusing on me. Unlike, I feel like if I did something like that for Newark, it'd be monumental forever, and everybody would rock with me forever. But just another example on how this life is temporary.
It is. Yeah. It really is. And the fact that you bounced back from that, you had your success for a minute, but then they stopped rocking with you, and then you bounced back.
I realized the world's bigger than Montclair, but I love Montclair still. Yeah.
Right. We have to realize that there are external factors outside of our immediate surroundings. So for other artists who may be watching this and who have experienced that situation where, your city just isn't showing you love, what would you suggest to them for them to make it to where you are right now? You have an amazing following on social media.
Thank you.
Your music is accepted and loved. I accept it and I love it.
I appreciate that.
So how do you suggest to other artists that they just bounce back and stay focused and get back on their grind?
Put your money and promotion into other specific areas. If you notice that you have a small following somewhere else, for example, with me, I have a small following in Chicago. Whenever I put up an Instagram ad, I make sure I put more than half of the money into Chicago so I could build a fan base there and travel there. Because if, a lot of people don't really love you at home until you prove. Yeah. Actually, I was listening to Jay Wonder's album at his listening party last night. And one of the things he said was, you don't support me. You're just surprised that I made it.
Yes. Oof.
So, yeah.
Woo! That is some truth. That is some truth. Because some people, they just want to stick around to see did he make it yet? Yep. What are you doing? And some people are rooting for you to not make it. So they could be I was right. And it's just, not paying attention to those naysayers and just proving everybody wrong.
Exactly.
And being able to decipher who's really down for you and who's not.
Exactly.
Wow. We're dropping some gems here today. So aside from focusing on the promotion and the advertising, what else would you suggest to these rising artists?
Keep building your craft. You can have the song that you think is like this is the song that's going to take you out of here, but never stop. Like, don't like, just keep creating. That doesn't mean keep releasing consistently, you know, have your time periods for each record and each project, but keep working, keep bettering yourself. Always get to that next level. Yes, because it's quality over quantity. Yes.
I remember somebody was talking about how Future, like they were saying like Future just released a song after song after song but no project, and it's like that resonated because it's like, yeah, like we kind of live in a society where, you know, like everybody wants to be an artist, and there are tons of like SoundCloud rappers, as the term says, and they're just releasing, but there's no clear vision and there's no clear, you know, like plan to where they're going. So I think we can agree that a plan is important.
Yes.
Along with focusing your energy on a specific demographic and all those things that go into being an artist.
I mean, it depends on what you want to do, because what Future is doing, I feel like he's doing exactly what the labels would say, even if it's his own choice. The labels will tell you, put out a record. And once you get that record that's getting a lot of attention and it's already going out there. Like then you can put out the album. They pretty much, it's like how they're trying to sign artists today. They don't want to sign an artist until he blows up. So
So you mentioned that as a child you were able to pick up these sounds and know like, oh, like this is what it's supposed to sound like and things of that nature. So who would you say are your major influences, like sonically? Who influences your sound and your lyricism when you're creating?
My favorite rapper at the moment, right now, maybe for the past like 2-3 years, is Lupe Fiasco. And I like him so much, and I've been studying him so much because he's like influenced me to push my pen to the next level. Like have that same reaction that I get from listening to him, where people are just like, yo, how did he think of that? Like, just keep taking it to that next level. Sit and write one verse for like 2 hours instead of taking a regular 30 minutes I take.
So just really like meditate on it and try to push it to the next level. Like, okay, this bar was good, but it could be better.
Yes.
But I feel like that's a tricky space too, because for artists who are like myself, for example, I'm very hard on myself. Like, I'll write something, I'll be like, oh no, that could be better. And it'll take me forever to finish one thing. So how do you differentiate between like a healthy balance of like take your time with it versus like obsessing over it?
Look, not everybody's going to be Eminem, or in your case, not everybody's going to be Beyonce.
Right.
Like, you just got to try your best. Like, emphasis on when I say try your best. If you feel like, yo, this is the best that I can do and it's still not good enough, it's still the best that you can do. Finish it, put it out, and let life, you know, mold you into being better.
I love that. Let the universe mold you into being better. That's beautiful. See? So I got all the gems, y'all, and y'all haven't even heard his project. So can we talk about it? Like, let's talk about what space you were in mentally when you were producing and writing. And did you produce this on your own?
I produced 7 out of the 10 tracks and got co-production on one of them. So pretty much 8.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
Is amazing because that's not an easy task.
Not at all.
Wow. So like, let's talk about what space you were in mentally and spiritually and all of those things. Like, what were you thinking of when you wrote Trust the Weird Kid?
I actually said that in the interview right after like I had my little I don't want to say peak because I had bigger moments of that, but it was a big moment after the Claire dropped, the song about Montclair, and the Outfitters picked me up. They did an interview with me and they said something like, if you had to give advice to anybody, something like that. And what I said was, trust the weird kids, they're on to something. And they tweeted that quote and I'm just like, dang, I didn't even think that was like that big of a deal when I first said it. So I still hold on to that moment to like work with such a big brand. So I look back at it and was like, I feel like I should do something with that quote. Let me make an album called Trust the Weird Kids. But I was like, I still like the second part of the quote, Trust the Weird Kids, they're on to something. I can't make that the whole title. That's going to be that hard to look up. How can I include that second part? All right, I'm going to name the first track on there, Trust the Weird Kids, and the second track, they're on to something. And I'm like, oh, I also have this song in the cut called Trust. I'm like, wait a minute, I can create a sentence out of it. I can do like what Lupe has done as far as conceptual albums, what Kendrick has done as far as conceptual albums, and take it to the next level, have a whole sentence. Trust the weird kids, they're on to something. Don't trust the bullies, they're scared. Society won't accept them. So be yourself. That's the track list. And that was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. I don't know why I did that to myself. I got it done. I don't know how, but gosh, it was hard.
That's amazing. First of all, the creativity that went into that. Like, if you guys look at his track list, that's literally what it says. Like, each track comes together to form this sentence. And not even a sentence, this statement.
Yes.
So, what does this statement mean to you personally? Like, what are you trying to convey with it? Like, let's break that down.
I don't know. No. Honestly, I'm just trying to put some more trust and friendship into the weird kids. I understand in every classroom there's a weird kid. In every workplace there's a weird kid. When you step outside, there's somebody who's going to be what some people would call weird. There's so many definitions of weird. Trust them. Give them a little trust. Give them a little friendship. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to do something amazing. Like, Steve Jobs was a weirdo. Kanye West, no disrespect, weird. Like, and eventually these people grow to do really great, monumental, life-changing things for other people. So, maybe not be so mean to that kid. Like, maybe try to help him out, become friends with him, trust that weird kid.
Yeah, because you never know who's who and what talent they possess.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that message because, like, we live in a society where there's too many people trying to be the same. And I feel like not everybody's trying hard enough to be truly authentic and live in their truth. And it's kind of like, it doesn't matter if you stick out. It doesn't matter if you are who you are, because that's your essence. That's what makes you and sets you apart from everybody else. And I definitely think this album sets you apart from every other artist that's out right now.
Thank you very much.
100%. So let's talk about it sonically, because like when I first heard it, I was like, oh, there's some vibes on here, because I definitely heard like the Kanye influence and a little bit of the Kendrick Lamar influence. So who would you say were the influencers sound-wise when you were creating this?
Ironically, nobody.
Wow.
I think for the second and third track, I got a little inspired by Ludacris in the way that he tells stories. I really love the way that he tells stories. But other than that, I tried to like block out all influences and just see what's within myself.
That's awesome. I mean, in my opinion, I kind of heard the influences, I guess, from my standing, because I kind of heard, like I said, the Kendrick meets the Kanye, kind of meets the Eminem when you kind of like do like your fast rapping. So I'm like, oh, like this is a bop. Like from beginning to end, from track 1 to track 10, like I loved every single track. Like melodically, sonically, production, like it's just so crisp and so clean.
Thank you. I mixed it myself.
Yes, that's amazing. So even though I could sit here and talk about each track like one by one all day, I just want to go over my top 2.
Okay.
Because I was just like, whew, these are it. So my first one, even though I don't like always choosing the first song off of an album, because I'm like, oh, that's just so predictable. Yeah. But that first song really set the tone for the entire project, which is self-titled Trust the Weird Kids. So you go over a few things, like you go over certain rules, like rule number 1, rule number 2. So let's break down those rules. What was your intention with those rules?
My intention was just to create something that's easy for somebody to live by, but that's not too restrictive. Like I didn't want to actually make like rules, just like some pieces of advice. Yeah. And I hope that people think about that when they're unsure on following their gut in situations. I'm actually blanking on what the actual rules are right now, but it's very funny that you like the first track. Yeah. I take pride in my intros. I always work the hardest on those.
I feel like it's important because it sets, like I said, it sets the tone for everything.
Number 1, don't ever let them play you because you're different. That's one of the rules. Don't let them deprive you of what you deserve. Show them you still here even when you leave, like you had reverb. Number 5, tell them that your creativity need to be preserved. Oh, then it was number 5. Don't ever feel you're alone. Remember these words. I will survive. That was like a 4 out of 5 of them. I tried.
Yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. And I feel like if you didn't jot them down while you were listening, definitely jot them down, because I felt like, wow, this is so important. Like, don't let them deprive you of what you deserve. And like, I just feel like in every corner of life, people will always be trying to deprive you of what you really deserve. But people won't provide you with that until you present yourself in a manner that's kind of worthy of because you give people the impression of like, okay, like he or she's gonna settle for this, I'm gonna give him this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like walk into a space knowing who you are and demand that respect, demand that energy be given to you because it's what you deserve.
Exactly.
We got snap for that one. My second favorite was Be Yourself. Because I just thought it was so raw and so vibey at the same time.
That's my favorite track.
And you said, wow, look at us. And one of the bars you said was, who can I be if it's not me? Can we talk about that? Because that is just powerful.
Funny thing is, that didn't take long to write. I didn't write that hook. I just said, like, to myself while I was freestyling it, like, yo, what can I say to just, like, make people really think? And one of the things was, who can I be if it's not me? And it's like, there's not much. I feel like I'm on like Rap Genius right now, and you know how like people
word for word,
people be explaining like super like simple lines.
Yeah,
take that one how you want it. Who can I be if it's not me? Who can you be if it's not you? There's nobody else you can be but be yourself. Literally.
That's the only option. Like, you are you, and you were placed on this earth to be you.
Exactly.
That's all you could be. So aside from those two songs, like, I really love those, but I don't remember which song it was because I wrote it down while I was listening because I was just so caught up in it. And you said, "See, I'm cool to your kids, but I'm weird to you."
Oh, that song is.
That song is politically charged.
Yeah.
You were talking about, you know, like our climate with, you know, the tension between people of color and like people of other races and all of that. I'm just like, wow.
I didn't even tell people that that's on, like, people that heard it, that's on Rap Genius. I thought that verse was going to take a lot more, but you caught it. So
I did. I sure did. I had to run it back. I was like, oh, did he just say that? Like, wow, because it just made me think of the way that Black culture is so monetized by white folk. And I'm sorry for being political. Like, if you want to now right now,
it's
I don't blame you, but it's the truth. Because they want to take hip hop culture. They take things like, you know, like, for example, now everybody's wearing braids, or now you see white boys wearing do-rags and wearing like the tech suit with it. And it's like, Black culture is just so gentrified in a sense.
It's true, but I don't. Then that's the reason why I made that song, because I used to get like real tight, like be upset about that. Upset. I don't get upset anymore because like the proof is in the pudding. Every time that you see these people do that, it's just so much proof that our culture has done so much for this country. But I understand that it's possible for a white person with braids to be a Trump supporter, but it's more like, how dare you? Like, really think about how much you love our culture. Think about how much you love tacos and you trying to kick Mexicans out. Like, not to say that's the only thing. Oh, that's not to say that's the only thing that Mexicans brought up, but I'm just blinking. Just an example.
It's getting hot here.
Yeah. But the reason I said I'm cool to your kids but weird to you is like, these little white kids love them some Yeezy sneakers and love them some hip hop and whatnot. I don't get mad at that. I feel like, yo, that's just proof. Yeah. Y'all hate us. Y'all gonna die out eventually. Y'all gonna die out eventually, and African Americans are gonna keep flourishing in the culture, and we're still gonna be the culture. And that's the reason why I said, don't you comment on my necklace. This chain don't make me feel enslaved. It's just connected with the pain that Lil Wayne and trap stars felt in their life. If I don't NBA, then I'm a ball on the mic, and my pants sag whether loose fit or tight, because my nuts too big, and I'm hoping that you might get off them. It's like this swagger. Like, I don't even like believe in sagging pants like that or anything, but I felt like I had to say that because it's like, why should you care? Why is my living and my lifestyle affecting you so much when it's truly not affecting you? Oh, because the culture is affecting your kids. Because the culture is everywhere. You can't escape from it. You hate it, but we're here.
You hate it, but you love it. And you hate to love it.
Yep.
And it's inevitable because people of color and Black people specifically are just so influential to the American lifestyle and the American system and the way this country just runs. Black culture is everywhere. And it's like, you want to oppress people of color. You want to marginalize them, yet you can't survive without them. You can't make this country go round without them. Exactly. And I just thought that was so amazing to say, I'm cool to your kids, but I'm weird to you. And that also, we could go deeper. That speaks volumes into our future generations because children are the future. And I feel like because they're choosing to just be more connected to Black culture, more accepting and more embracing of it, our future, it looks a little brighter in a sense.
And that's the reason
why, if we go about it the right way.
I changed the title of Trust a Weird Kid. I was Trust a Weird Kid, and then I changed it to Trust the Weird Kids. And I was going to say Trust the Weird Kid, he's on to something, but I said, nah, they're on to something. I made it more plural because I don't want to make it about me. I understand there's a weird kid in everybody. Like, we got to unite and figure this whole life thing out.
Together as one. And so before I let you go, I want to ask you, so do you consider that essentially we're all the weird kid? Like, I'm the weird kid, you're the weird kid, our listeners are the weird kid. We're all just one, and we're all just trying to figure this out together. So if there's one message that you need to give to a weird kid out there who kind of feels like they don't fit and they're trying to figure this out, what would you say to them?
You're going to be on top at the end. I used to get clowned. I used to get bullied. I used to get, I can't even say dumped. Girls was like, I'm not even going to give you the chance. Like, and like now, I'm not saying I'm a millionaire or anything like that. I'm not necessarily what society would call successful, but I found peace within myself and I found happiness within myself and I love myself and I grew confidence. And now I'm happy. So life may be a little tough for you right now. You may be, that weird kid in class that's getting clowned and whatnot, but you're going to glow up one day.
Yes, message. So Samad, before we go, let them know where they can find you and where they can stream your project at.
It's going to be literally every single place that you can imagine. There is a vinyl version that's for sale at $1,000 only because there are 10 copies.
Wow.
And it's going to be on Bandcamp, so it can be free and you can pick your own price if you wish to, because I make music for all people. You can find me on Instagram at Samad Savage. That is SAMADSAVAGE. I'm sure I'm going to be tagged wherever you're seeing this video. But for the most part, if you want to reach out to me, subscribe to my emailing list on my website, samadsavage.com.
Samad Savage, a living, walking icon. We said it first here on Word for Word, here on Bronx Top 20 and We Are Jersey Magazine. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Samad, for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
And I thoroughly hope that you guys enjoy this project and really just walk away with something from it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thank you.